Wasn't be a shit Timmy's here. Now it's always great when like almost every year there'll be a film that you did not even expect to enjoy, but became a surprise for you. And that pretty much came out with 2024. There was a lot of movies that came out this year that I did not even expect to even enjoy or anything, but they were major surprises. So here are my top 10 most surprises of the year. All right, number 10 is this film called Knox Goes Away. Now, of course, this stars Michael Keaton, and it was released by Saban, who, let's be real, Saban films don't really put out the best stuff. So I had zero hopes for this, but I still decided to check it out anyway because you got Michael Keaton. He directed it, and it's really good. I mean, if you guys have not seen Knox Goes Away, you got Michael Keaton who plays this contract killer diagnosed with dementia, and he gets a chance to redeem himself by saving the life of his estranged son, played by James Marsden, who was pretty great here too. You had some other really decent supporting players as well, but this movie is a really treat. Mikey Keaton played his part very well. James Marsden was terrific. I mean, if you guys haven't really seen it, give it a go. It's a really decent one. All right, number 9 is Hot Frosty. Now, normally, like Christmas Hallmark movies, like they could be a hit and miss sometimes, or in this case, Netflix Christmas stuff. So I didn't really have too much hopes for Hot Frosty. Starring Lacey Chabert, who pretty much magically brings a snowman to life, and of course he becomes a human and stuff like that. That sounds like a dumb premise. It's actually really charming more than you expect, more than it sounds like. Lacey Chabert I thought was pretty decent. The one who plays the lead guy here, I think his name is Dustin Milligan. I think his name is. He was pretty good. Craig Robinson, I thought was a real like it could have easily been absolutely abysmal. But it was really charming, to say the least. And if you guys haven't seen it, I'd say give it a go. It does sound like a dumb premise, but it is a really nice little film worth giving a go. All right, number 8 is The Book of Clarence. Now, I didn't really expect much out of this because, religious movies could be hit and miss sometimes. And, like, the story of, of Jesus stuff and the Messiah, sometimes they don't really capture your heart as, let's say, Ben Hur or Ten Commandments or anything like that. So I didn't have too much hopes for this one, but it was a really decent one, to say the least. Lakeith Stanfield was pretty good. Benedict Cumberbatch was great. I thought it was a really decent film worth giving a go. All right. Speaking of faith-based stuff, number 7 is Ordinary Angels. Now, again, Christian movies, in general, could be a hit and miss to me. But Ordinary Angels is a really nice little gem. Of course, it stars Hilary Swank. And, Alan Richardson, this is actually the one that really shows that Alan Richardson could be a pretty capable actor. Because, of course, he plays a guy, this hardworking father who is trying to care for his two daughters, with his, like, youngest critically ill and waiting for a liver transplant. And this one played by Hilary Swank is rallying to the entire community for help. Something about this movie really captures your heart and stuff. I mean, just always love watching films where like people try to do good things and stuff. And the one who plays like his two daughters, I thought was pretty good too. Alan Richardson again was really terrific. Like I'm not saying like Alan Richardson is like one of the best actors or anything like that, but I would say this is the type of film that really made me go, Alan Richardson's not that bad of an actor. I'm not saying he should have got an Oscar nomination for this, nothing like that, but it really showcased that he could do more than just being a bad guys. All right. Number 6, I'm going with Scrambled. Now, a film about a woman wanting to freeze her eggs. That sounds like a dumb premise, but watching it, it's really charming. Leah McKendrick did a really great job directing, starring. She wrote this film. Makes me want to see her do more stuff in the future. It's a really decent little film worth giving a go. It definitely has some like fun hearts to it. It definitely has some fun laughs. So, I mean, if you guys haven't seen it, definitely give that one a go. Number 5 is Gladiator 2. Now, I didn't really expect much out of Gladiator 2, especially after Napoleon. Yeah. And most of Ridley Scott's other previous work hasn't been the best. So it's safe to say I had zero hopes for Gladiator 2. Gladiator 2 was probably his better work in recent years. The scale of it was really great. The performances by Paul Mescal, Denzel Washington, Joseph Quinn and all was great. The action and stuff was cool. I thought it was a really fun, entertaining one worth giving a go. All right, number 4 is It Ends With Us. Now I know this is getting a little baggage now because of the whole Justin Baldoni situation and the Blake Lively stuff and all. Take that aside. This is still a really decent little film. Like I did not even expect much out of it. I thought it was just gonna be those like a throwaway, pretty much a throwaway film adaptation of a book that I obviously never read. So I didn't really think much of it. It's actually really decent. Blake Lively was terrific. Despite what's going on with him now, Justin Baldoni still did an okay job directing this, but yeah, what going on behind the scenes is I have no idea what's going on with that one. But still, despite all that, It Ends With Us was still a pretty decent film, to say the least. And by the way, the male lead here will be a perfect Batman. Just want to say that. All right. Number 3 is Immaculate. Now, some of these religious movies could, I don't know, be sometimes hit and misses. But Immaculate was pretty decent. Sydney Sweeney, I really did not know if I could buy her as a nun, but she really played her part well. She really gave a really solid performance here. It was really more scary than I expected. Really good fuck there. All right, number 2 is The First Omen. Now, I had zero expectation for this. I just thought it was going to be completely terrible because we haven't really had a good Omen film since the original. And I thought this could easily been let's say as bad as the recent Exorcist film we just had. So it's safe to say I had zero hopes for this one. But it was still a pretty decent one. Here, Nell Tiger Free, who plays the female lead in this, she was pretty good. Really showcase of what made the original terrific, and it's a really decent horror film worth giving a go. And my number one most surprised film of the year is Late Night with the Devil. Now, again, the exorcism possession genre, I'm they haven't really been the best lately. Obviously, The Exorcist will always be the great one. So I didn't really have too much hopes for this one. It was excellent. It's literally in my. I'm gonna be doing. Hopefully this week I'll be doing my top 10 favorite horror movies of the year finally, because I want to wait to see Nosferatu before I make that list. This movie may or may not be in that top 10 horror films of the year. It's really good. David DeBachlin was great. You know, some of the some of the creepy aspects in this, like getting possessed on live television. Holy cow! That stuff that happened in this is really terrifying but very interesting. And these directors who directed the film, I thought did a good job. I mean, if you guys haven't seen Late Night with the Devil, you can find it on Shudder. Give it a go. It's a really good one. But that's pretty much it there. Here, here is my quick rundown. 10, Knox Goes Away. 9, Hot Frosty. 8, The Book of Clarence. 7, Ordinary Angels. 6, Scrambled. 5, Gladiator 2. 4, It Ends With Us. 3, Immaculate. 2, The First Omen. And number 1, Late Night with the Devil. Let me leave you guys. What are some films you saw this year that actually surprised you of how good they were? Drop a comment below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for more notification. This is him.